Virgo, and welcome to my channel. This is Jade with yesYesYes, and today I'm going to do your Lenormand spread for January 2019. And the Lenormand deck was created by Mademoiselle Lenormand in Paris in, I believe, the 19th century. It's reminiscent of the ancient ways of like gypsy reading, and I really love it. There's 36 cards. We're going to lay them all out. I'm going to do the most well-known spread, which is called the Grand Tableau. But we're going to do it in a very general, kind of surfacey way, just to give you some ideas of what's coming up. If you're interested in a more in-depth reading, then that's something where I'd be happy to work with you, and all that information is in the box below. And so in the meantime, thank you for visiting, thank you for watching and subscribing, and please leave me a comment if you are resonating with this. I would love to hear how it's going for you. So, for Virgo, January 2019, I pre-shuffled. Do a little bit more. Let's see where it all begins. So for Virgo, January 2019. Okay, that's our beginning card. All right. So here we go. The child, the dog, the key, the letter, the bear, the man, the heart, and the clover. Ooh, I'm liking this. The clouds, the ship, the mice, the park or the garden, the cross, the snake, the birds, and the storks. Next line is the paths, the crossroad, the tower, the book, the house, the whip, bouquet, the woman, and the scythe. And then our last line, oops, is the sun, the stars, the fox, the lily, the tree, fish, moon, and coffin. All right, and then our final four that gives us the idea of what's going on: the rider, the mountain, the anchor, and the ring. And I'm sorry, there's some glare. I just realized that. I don't know if I can handle it, if I can switch it or not. But okay, we'll go forward. So first things first, the significator cards we have are the masculine and the feminine energy. The way that I read it is up until the significator is the past, and then the line that the significator is on is the present, and then the future. So this will be a reading where we'll get a lot of information about what's been coming up for you, and then what's going to come in the future, just a little bit. All right. The other thing is I want to check and see if I have any cards in their houses, and just give me a moment because I have to count. Okay, so we have one, which is the anchor. So the anchor down here, being in its own house, is telling me that there is a need for stability, or you have been working on bringing yourself stability. It's grounding, but it's grounding through what could be considered as moving targets. So like life might be crazy around you, and you've been really trying to ground down and deal with it and get yourself in a solid place despite it. So you want to ride the waves, but at the same time, you want to anchor yourself in so that you are secure, and that your home doesn't go sailing off into the wind. So I'm going to leave that here. That's our foundation for all of this. We'll start up here on our first line. There's a child or a youthful energy, and that youthful energy is friendship. So in the past, there's been some loyalty or some a friend who was maybe it's a childhood friend who brought you some information by letter, okay, or by words. So if it was a text or an email, anything along those lines, even a journal, but it revealed something to you that kind of created a change for you, because the key opens things up for us, right? So it's a childhood friend who maybe came back from the past through an email, just reaching out and saying, hey, how you doing? And what that did was it triggered something in you, what it triggered was a strength, a fortitude, and some type of security. So it might, you know, we're talking about the security here. The bear has to do with financial security, but it's also about maternal instincts. So it's triggered something within you to bring you to a financial state or a emotional state that is much more stable than you've been. And I think it's interesting because we're talking about the masculine energy here. So this masculine energy is balanced between these two very emotional places. So a maternal or nurturing place, and it's created a loving and soft landing for you that's coming, okay? So something in the past is creating, it's changing you into not only like, you know, being able to stabilize yourself in a very financial or, you know, abundant way, but also stabilizing you emotionally so that you can be open to love if you're the masculine, okay? If you're the feminine, this is what your masculine is going through, which is beautiful because he's, even though you're thinking about him, he's above you, he's a little bit in your past. So he might just be kind of sneaking around a little bit. You might have met him already. If you are the masculine, she is still in your future, so you haven't quite met her yet, but you're on this. She's on the same line as this love, which is beautiful. Okay, so keeping that in mind, this is what the masculine has been going through. Now, the second line here, we've got some confusion that we're breaking through with some movement. Okay, so the confusion we're moving through, and we have to move through again another layer of anxiety. So it's like you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So that's what's going on here. We'll see what it's revolving around soon enough, but there was some anxiety. I'm thinking it had to do with some type of travel that you had, some confusion in the past that you had about travel, and it could have been a very publicly known reason that you went for travel. The cross is about a burden, okay? So you had to go and do this. So it's either that you had to move, you had to take a journey, or you had to travel, you know, for some burdensome reason. And what I'm feeling is that there's also, the snake is around. So what that's telling me is that it was, you kind of might have felt tricked by this, that, you know, you had to go and do this thing. It was something that, you know, your family required of you. You felt tricked. You felt like it wasn't really necessary. There was lots of talk, you know, around you because of it. So this doesn't feel very good. What I'm grateful for is this was in the past. So whatever this was, this movement, this trip, where it was burdensome, you were, there was either somebody around you that created this feeling of anxiety, or this is just you being told that you had to do it, and that it just doesn't feel good. Now, here's the thing, we're trading up now, and so there's going to be talk about it, but it's going to offer something new, okay? So even though you had to do this, it didn't feel good, it was very public, it's very obvious that you went through something that you didn't choose to, you know, it was a public embarrassment, or it was a public, you had to take responsibility for something that wasn't your fault. That's what I'm trying to say. So all of that is in the past, but it's going to lead to something new here. Something new is changing in the future because of it. So this is great news. We're past whatever that situation was. Third line, we have some choices. And the choices here, it was something about an institution or a corporation, and there was a secret that was brought out about it. So it could have been, you know, these could stand for hospitals, universities, or like I said, corporations. Maybe if you work for corporate. So you had made choices in the past about a job, or about a health situation, or about, you know, which college or university you're going to. And then there was something that was brought out about a house, or where you were going to live in regards to this. Maybe that's what this whole move was about, is that you were forced to move and take this change, this new job, and now there's something that is kind of thrown off with this move in this home. It's created some issue. I think that it's become more of a burden this home has. Maybe there's some issues with, you know, like the heat or the water, it's costing you more money than you anticipated. It's not like a turnkey type of home. It's kind of beating you up. That's what the whip is. It's something that's beating you up, but it's softening. Okay, there's going to be support here, and this is we're getting to our present lines here. So there's going to be support to get through this, and it's going to come quickly. Okay, so the site that's there on the end, cutting it through, cutting whatever this troublesome situation at home or with a new home or an apartment was. Okay, so that's all the change. Most specifically, this is on the line of the female. So the feminine in this reading, this is her past more specifically. Okay, but it is changing again. I like that there's a lot of change coming your way, and we'll talk about what's connecting the two as well. Okay. Now the final line, we have the sun, which illuminates all. It's beautiful. This card is the strongest in the entire deck. And so it elevates and activates everything around it. The sun with the stars, there's something about destiny that's working here, and it's something about, and the fox can be sneaky, and this could be like a sneakiness in the family, or something that's been going on for quite a while that the sun is illuminating. Okay, but I feel like there's a change again happening, and it's going to bring some solid foundations and roots here. Okay, this is your health card. Now, what we could be seeing here is that what once was a solid, stable way of being has now kind of been challenged. Like your health, you might be in a health challenge. These two cards together sometimes are a misdiagnosis or something that's unseen in the health. And then the lilies here mean that it's something that's been around for a while. So it's just, taking care of the health. Maybe you have been, because this is in the past. You're working on taking care of this health issue. And, in the super, super far past, you were fine. So I don't see like it would, there would be an issue with getting back to this place, because you've been taking care of it. It has been costly, so this is some type of illness that has cost you some money. Maybe you'd had to take more supplements, add in a new health routine at the gym, so now you have a gym membership you're paying for, or you have to do alternative treatments that could cost extra money. So there's something going on with extra money being spent on. It could be physical health. We could also be talking about emotional health or spiritual health. So if you are working on revealing patterns, maybe you're in therapy, maybe you're doing spiritual retreats that cost money, that type of thing. So you're definitely making these changes so that you're in a better place spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Okay, this is the past. Now, here we are in this emotional state where you're reflecting, which is beautiful. Okay, if you're the masculine energy, you're in the financial state of it, but you're coming upon this emotional reflection. That emotional reflection is going to bring this transformation, this ultimate transformation. Now, the coffin can mean that something's coming to an end. So it can be that this situation, whatever the issue was, is coming to an end, or it can be just this emotional reflection, the emotional connection that you felt that triggered the need to heal this is coming to an end. Okay, so that's great news too. I like that we begin with childhood, and then we are here with something that's transforming. It's like a full cycle, which is beautiful. And then our final cards, we have the Rider, which is something's moving, but it's going to move through the mountain slowly. There's going to be some challenges, and you're wanting to get there, and you're wanting it to be a stable and solid connection, or collaboration, or even a marriage, something along those lines. So you're really trying to get to this place, okay, throughout all of this situation. What's really on your mind is you want to get to a stable connection with another, and this could be with work, but I'm going to say that it's more than likely to do with a relationship. It's on this relationship line. So it's coming, it's just slow, but it is stable and it is promised. So just know that, Virgo, it's coming. It's just we're getting through all this other stuff, and this is, our next phase. So I'm going to say that this is, what's going to open up for you in February, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about what is in between the masculine and the feminine here, okay? We're surrounded by some beautiful cards. The love is there. There's conversations between you two that are happening. Beware that it's not bickering, so be careful there. The whip is nearby, it's not right next to it. So just check yourself there. We want to make sure that we're supportive of each other. The troublesome cards here are the Scythe and the Snake. So we've got some kind of underlying energy that is not necessarily cleared up. So what I would suggest is that get clear. If this is the work that you're doing, this emotional baggage, to get rid of it, because that's the stuff that's going to bring this relationship down. The Snake is directly connected to the tree here. So we want to release whatever this is, whatever this toxic, and it's underneath the male, and it's what she's thinking about. So I don't think that the masculine knows what this is, but I do think that the feminine knows exactly what this energy is. And I think that it's you. I think that it's within you, and whatever burdens that you've had you've put them onto yourself, okay? I don't think it's anybody's outside energy coming in. I don't think it's any of that. I feel like what this is it is you questioning you. And so you need to get rid of that illusion, so that then you can release and allow for all of this beautiful new beginning to come in. New beginning that's luck and love, okay? And we want it to come in quickly. Now the Scythe can cut things as well, so be careful that we're cutting the right stuff, okay? Be careful that whatever this situation is, this information that is digging at you, that's causing you to doubt yourself, make sure that that's what you're gonna cut and not anything else, okay? And then we did talk about health quite a bit, so I'm not going to go over that anymore. We talked a little bit about finances, and I think that sometimes this is a work card, but I think it's more about this health situation. I think what really is going on is that you, Virgo, have come through some type of emotional burden that you're moving past. It's definitely weighed you down in the past. You had some past influence that came in, and that's helping you to change. And I wonder if this is this childhood connection, okay? That's possible too. But something's causing you to change. We just have to get through this burden. We want to get through this emotional work and healing that you're doing, and you want to rid yourself of whatever, and this is very physical, this house thing was, but get to a place where you feel stable, because that's what you really ultimately want. You want to be in a stable relationship, and it's here, and it's promised for you. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Let me know if that resonates. I'm really interested, and for right now, I'm just going to wish you a very happy new year. Thanks for stopping by.